Well, hello everybody, and once again we're going to try and get up on stage my friend John Whittle, who's the author of the What Clients Want LexisNexis mini bellwether report upon client value. And I'm desperate. There he is. Actually, folks, bottom right-hand corner. Can we have a round of applause, please? Round of applause. Not for John, because we haven't heard him speak yet. For Simon with the tech. Thank you, Simon. Brilliant. There's the speech bubbles. John, as you know, because we've played this game, or I play this game with my clients, sort of about training them about what clients want and how they do or don't know. Would you like to tell the good people of the Yellow Penguin Remo room a little bit about this survey, what was behind it, and what you found? Because I've been banging on about this report for years, and I still think it's one of the most valuable reports I ever show to clients.
Right, Sean, thanks. Well, two things. I'm going to send Sean a link because Sean has been using the mini report, and there is a full report which is about 5 times longer and has way more content, lots more information. I didn't realize you were using the mini bellwether. There's a full bellwether which has tons of stuff. So the history of this is I joined LexisNexis a long time back to work on their relationships with their medium-sized law firms and larger law. And one of the things I realized very early on was we were busy working with the lawyers and the law firms, and we weren't understanding what they were doing for their clients. So I started to do some work with the clients of law firms to help me understand what law firms needed in order to service their clients better. Because LexisNexis, as many of you know, provides tools and information for lawyers to do their job properly. When I started that work, I realized that there was a huge disconnect between clients' perception of what a good lawyer or a good law firm relationship looked like and what the lawyers thought. So we then did this piece of work. So we went and did a whole bunch of work with 112 law firms. We got about 108, 110 of their clients, and we surveyed their perception of value. How the law firms valued the work they did, how the clients valued the work that they did. A statistic that came out of that, as well as the priorities list, was that lawyers, 77% of lawyers thought they provided good or excellent value for money. When we did that piece of work with the clients, only 8% of clients said they got excellent value from their lawyers, and 26% in total said it was good or excellent. So there's a huge gulf, and a bigger gulf than I've seen in any of the professional research that I've done over the years. And I've worked with accountants and doctors and dentists and all sorts of professional service providers, and you never, ever had that gap. And a piece of work that I did as a follow-up to that, we asked lawyers whether they worked in a service industry, and 77% of solicitors said they thought other solicitors didn't think that they did. So the statistic there is I do, but no one else does. Again, quite a shocking statistic, because if you're not in the service industry, what are you doing? Where does the legal industry sit? So I'm going to very quickly talk about lawyers' values. Why do lawyers get value so differently from clients? And I think it's a quite simple thing that lawyers are trained to deliver good law. The whole reason for being a lawyer, the whole reason for running a law firm is to provide high quality, robust, secure, defendable legal advice. And everything a law firm does is driven by that objective, and it's critical. Rule of law matters more than anything else. So lawyers are trained to do that. Law firms invest in process, technology, systems, information, all of which is designed to support the delivery of high quality legal advice. And it matters more than anything. That's why my old employer LexisNexis exists. That's what we do. And if you talk to law firms about their priorities, what they're going to do to improve their law firm, it's all about, firstly, solicitors, getting more solicitors, good ones. And then it's about process, technology, people, making the law firm better at delivering law. Excuse me. And then law firms invest in a website that tells their clients how good they are at delivering law. And I did a little exercise, because if you look at a law firm website, there's a lot of information about who they are, what they do. If you go into the who we are bit, the people, it will tell you how many of them worked in a top tier law firm or how many of them had 35 years experience, this and that. So I took the About Us piece from 10 law firm websites, and I took all the identifiers off, and I fed them back to the managing partners of those 10 law firms, and not one of those law firm partners could recognize their own firm. So the About Us, the law firm websites in which they're investing huge amounts of money, help their clients not one jot. Because if a solicitor can't spot their law firm, the client certainly can't. So let me talk back to that piece about client value, why clients get a different order of value from lawyers. And Sean has given you chapter and verse on this, and actually far more articulately than I can, because clients are on a journey. They've left point A, they're getting to point B, there's a hole in the road. That hole in the road needs legal advice. That needs a lawyer to help them. So they go to a law firm. Their only objective in going to a law firm is to get to point B. And if a lawyer, when taking that matter on, doesn't know what point B actually is, then you can end up in that disconnect in terms of value. Because point B is, as described, it's getting into the house before the baby's born. It's getting probate fixed so that granny's got something to live on. It's buying the new office premises so that all the kit they're buying from Germany can go in before it lands at Tilbury. So if a law firm hasn't quite got their head around what matters to the client, then the issue becomes about the process. And as Sean said, lawyers are obsessed with input because input is the most important thing, and the process to deliver good law is critical. Clients don't care. Clients only care about output. And the analogy I use often is, if you've got a sore tooth, you don't go to the dentist and ask them to prove how good they are at fixing teeth, or to ask them to demonstrate how many teeth they pulled out. You just assume, because it's a dentist, because it says dentist above the door, because he's got a big chair, he's going to take your tooth out. Because your pain is real. Your pain is the fact that you're eating porridge and you want to eat a steak again. If the dentist doesn't get that, and actually the value is all about the pain relief. And actually at that point, most people will pay whatever it costs. There isn't a question around cost. So going back to the point of today and what Sean is describing in value pricing is really critical, because in all the research that we've done, price is not important. And price is at the bottom of everyone's list. Value is what is important. And we did a piece of work with those clients. I'll just come back to this just as a final thing. We asked the clients who'd had fixed price engagements how much satisfaction they had with the engagement. 89% said they were satisfied or very satisfied. We asked a client who were paying on an open-ended price arrangement the same question. 26% of them said they were satisfied with the value of the matter. So price does matter, but value matters more. And if you can take away questions around price and focus on value, which is very hard because it means basically ignoring your input and only focusing on the value of the output. If you can do that, you'll have happy clients. And more importantly, you'll have repeat clients. I'll stop there, I think.
Great stuff. Thank you, John. The dentist analogy is one that I often use when I'm working with law firms, because look, when we are literally in pain and we go to the dentist, we do not say to them, oh, you're going to do an x-ray. How much is that x-ray that you're going to do? Oh, and how much is the filling, the white filling? How much is that going to be compared to whatever? We don't ask a breakdown for that. And actually, we would pay more to have it dealt with quicker for us. I will go to the more experienced dentist and pay more rather than the bloke who's just started, at the dentist practice last week, because I'll pay for that experience. I will pay more. I want it in a shorter period of time. And then what happens? We go out, we get our card out, we pay for the treatment we received. We get an appointment for 6 months' time. They might even take a deposit towards that appointment for 6 months' time. And I think we can start running our businesses like dentists. We can do all that. All we've got to do is start asking for it. And I know that there are firms that are looking at subscription pricing now for law firms, for the law that they provide. And one of the things that we really got to do is, if we know that clients want services delivered in a different way, and they do, is that the firms who start a march on that get ahead of the curve and have a word with Jackie. She's going to be around the afternoon. Have a word with Jackie. How do they do that in their firm? Because they've been doing it for 5 years. Right. It is 1:45, and the agenda says between 12:45 and 1 o'clock, you've got a break. So I'm going to let you have a break. In that period, I will be catching up with the table captains to see if some nuggets have come out of the groups that we may or may not be able to share. After we come back at 1 o'clock, I'm going to talk to you about how we present these options to clients, how we can do that in a good way. Then I'm going to aim to finish at about 1:30-ish, and then the platform will remain open till 2 o'clock for you to have a chinwag with anybody else. But don't forget, in the meantime, you're going to go and grab a sandwich, cup of tea, and use the bathroom or something. Between now and the end of the week, if you power of the crowd, let's create these forms, send them through, and I will start exchanging them. But that's it from me now. Simon, you can put us back to the floor, and we'll see you at 1 o'clock. Bye.